Hey everyone. This episode of John Loughran Viewed Your Profile is brought to you by the New England Journal of Medicine, the world's most widely read, cited, and influential general medical journal. This is John Loughran Viewed Your Profile. This episode's guests are sales directors for the New England Journal of Medicine, Andrew McGuire and Chrissy Miller. Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode. The other day I celebrated my 41st birthday, so I thought it'd be fun to reflect on the first year of my 40s. Let's see. It sucked. Yeah. By the way, I like having this beard so that I can stroke it while I ponder things. Anyway, Frank Thomas is right in his Nugenics commercials. Things are just different once you turn 40. Here's hoping 41 is when things turn back around. So far, so horrible in terms of my NCAA bracket. Just gonna throw that away as I am currently in 34th place in my pool and half of my Final Four is eliminated. Hope you're having better luck than I am. Listen, I'm going to keep this opening short as today is a first for the show. I have multiple guests, two industry favorites who are Andrew McGuire and Chrissy Miller are both industry veterans and sales directors for the New England Journal of Medicine. This should be a fun chat. I'm really looking forward to it. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me.
Good to see you, John.
Good to see you, John.
Good to see you guys too. It's nice to see your face. I haven't seen you guys in how long? I mean, it's been forever. Yeah, but it's great. I really enjoy having this little format here to connect with people. First thing I want to talk about is
we see each other in person. I've been dying to see Christy in person and all of my customers in person. It's
yeah, I know. That was that's the tough thing about this, but we'll get into that because I want to know what you guys have been doing. First thing I wanted to talk about is because I swear half of my house is covered in New England Journal of Medicine swag. I'm actually shelling out right now. I've got my New England Journal of Medicine fleece vest on. Yeah, this thing's probably 15 years old, if not older. So I know you guys give out tons of stuff. I literally, my wife just put a Febreze car freshener in her car that says NEJM group, sorry. So you guys are giving away tons of things. What's your favorite piece of swag that you've given away over the years?
Well, years ago we had golf balls and that came in real handy.
Yeah.
So I loved that. I love the vest, the one you're wearing.
Nice.
And we also did jackets, and then we did duffel bags and then canvas bags, and those are always put to use. And then, of course, the grocery bags, the insulated grocery bags are awesome. Anything that I can use well and not feel like I'm, covered in any JM stuff is always good. Anything you can put to use.
I definitely have a big golf umbrella as well that I have in my car. Mm-hmm. And then what were you going to say? Go ahead, Andrew.
We've always done good merch.
Yeah.
I just got pinged, about a couple of weeks ago. Somebody who still had their cooler bag toting it around. And I got such a kick out of seeing it again. But a big hit has been these covers for the camera on the laptops. Who would have thought? I mean, people love them.
Yeah. Those are really cool, and those are probably the best. My company gave away something similar as well, so we're duking it out with you guys for FaceTime. But it's great. Your little logo is literally right on everyone's computer as they're looking at it all day. I was actually going through a drawer the other day where we keep tools and stuff, and I found this, which is a set of screwdrivers and needle nose pliers. So you guys literally are putting NEJM on everything.
Yeah, we nailed it on that one. That was a nifty little toolkit that I still use. I keep one in my car and one in my house. And what's kind of funny is when, there's someone here, like some worker guy doing something here for me. He's like, do you have, a toolkit? Because I don't have this. And I'll bring that up and they look at me like I'm crazy. But it comes in handy for my stuff.
Absolutely. So it's great. Yeah, I can't go anywhere in my house without seeing something from you guys. So it's awesome.
John, I can remember years ago when I was a customer of Chrissy's, because I began my career in media.
Yeah.
They did a whole toolkit theme, and it was all, direct mail pieces, each part of that toolkit as a direct mail piece before your toolkit arrived.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was just a very cool way to do it.
Very cool.
Merch. Remember that, Christy?
Yep, I do.
You were awesome.
That was a great campaign.
Yeah.
Nice. So obviously it's been crazy times for everybody. And you guys have always been the kings and queens of entertaining and seeing you all around. What have you guys been able to do over the last year? Have you been able to do anything fun with clients, or how's it affected your interactions, the pandemic?
Yeah, it's been tough not seeing people face to face, but we've been doing some really pretty cool Zoom things. Christy, tell them about what we've been doing with like Alice's table.
Yeah, we've, aside from just business Zoom meetings, we've been hosting these little get-togethers through Alice's Table, and they do virtual flower arranging, which doesn't sound like anything great, but it really is. I mean, you're 45 minutes, a whole group, maybe 15 to 20 people, and the hosts really direct you and show you how to put the flowers together. They send you everything in advance. It comes to your doorstep in advance, and they also do it with charcuterie trays. So we're doing one of those this week, I think toward the end of the week, right?
Nice.
And it's just a nice way. You're doing something, but you're also interacting and communicating and seeing people and saying hello. So I thought that was really cool. And I didn't know that Alice's Table, they were on Shark Tank. So one of the sharks actually invested in their company, and who knew it was going to take off like that? Because I think they're based in Boston, and they do cooking classes and wine tastings and that sort of thing. And then with the pandemic, what a great way to keep their business going and to make other people happy. I thought it was just a genius idea.
That sounds awesome. I mean, that's very unique. That's I've been polling people I talk to. What is something unique and cool that you've done? That's really outside the box. I like that.
Yeah, Meg Ainley, she came up with the idea, and so we've all been doing it, whether together or just hosting it individually. But if there's room in the class, one of us will jump in. So it's a good way for us to see each other too.
Very cool.
They're great people to work with because it's so turnkey. They just really do. They set everything up perfectly in emails, and it's just great service. They do a really great job.
That's awesome.
We've had a few virtual cocktail hours, but I think as this has gone on and on, and people are doing so much business over Zoom, it's at 5 o'clock on a Friday, you don't necessarily want to jump on to another Zoom call. Although that's a lot more pleasant when you have a cocktail in your hand and catching up and talking about everything that you're doing, which isn't a whole lot, but all sorts of shows on Netflix and Hulu, and I'm spending way too much money on all those different streaming channels.
Nice.
I had to get Hulu though because I needed to watch Nomadland.
Oh, that was great.
I needed to prep for the Oscars.
Nice. So are you guys cord cutters? Do you have regular cable, or do you just straight up stream?
I know, I have regular cable and then stream. So I'm going to get rid of some of them. I'm determined to get rid of at least 2.
I need to get someone in here who's more tech savvy and take a look at my bill and say, okay, you don't need that. You can do this and this.
I
have
it all sorted out.
I have some friends that have, gotten rid of cable, and they're like, we have this and this and this and this. And I'm like, I think you're spending 3 times the amount of money that I'm paying just for cable. But, but it is crazy now. If you want to watch this, you have to have this service, and you want to watch that, you have to have that. So very cool. I'm very impressed by the elegance of the backgrounds of both of you guys. It's a lot cleaner and classier looking than my vomit of sports stuff.
Is that a University of Michigan jersey behind you?
It is actually. I retired it myself. I'm giving this away. It's my 7th grade football jersey. We wore Michigan-esque uniforms. It was the same colors, and the helmets had the stripes like Michigan. But no, that is a NEO Outlaws 7th grade John Loughran football jersey that I could no longer squeeze into, so I decided to retire it and put it on my wall.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now I just gave away the secret. People who have watched this have probably been like, "Oh man, that guy must have been awesome at football." Yeah, I just had the jersey. I wanted to put it on the wall. Jeez. So something topical. I was actually my last episode was with Lisa Healy, and we were talking Nexus Awards.
Yeah, it's coming up.
You guys are both former winners, which is amazing. How has that affected your career? How awesome was it to win that? Whoever wants to go first.
Well, at the time, I was just so excited because no one in our company had won it. And I just felt like it was such a huge honor for people that I work with in the industry to recognize all my hard work. And it meant everything to me at the time. I mean, you get over it as the years go on. I think I won in 2008, so that's going back a few years. But I'm always excited for that event, and I'm always so happy for the winner or winners because it's a big deal. It's recognizing something, an important achievement in your career in this industry. And I wasn't the only one to win it for my company for long because then it just, we have Corey and Andrew. Andrew, you were just, 4 years ago?
Yeah, it was 2017. I think what really resonated for me, and I hope they always keep it in the ballot, is that people can write in verbatims. And when you read those verbatims, that's the meaningful. I mean, to have people who are your peers, just comment on you and what you've done and how your work resonates. That can keep you going for years. It's just really.
It does. It does. I can't find my award. I had some work done this winter, some painting, and I've moved things. And so when Andrew,
I have one here. I can tell you.
He's like, we should have our awards, and I said, I
had to take a mask off, but.
And you put a mask on. I can't find it, so I'm a little concerned, but I'm sure it's tucked in a cabinet safely.
I think John Loughran is one in your future very soon.
I would love that. I think I know why yours has a mask on it as well. I know you're very involved with the AMM. What do you? Aren't you? You've chaired the event before, and I know.
I have. Actually, it was embarrassing. The year I chaired, I won, and people were like, "Get him off the stage. We're done with him." I had no idea it was even coming.
Nice. What So the award, you had a mask on it. I'm in the know. I'm on the committee, but what are you doing with them right now? That
we're gonna do a little promo spot for them, almost like a PSA, and just to get people aware that Nexus is coming. It's going to be virtual June 15th. Yep. The media community to be allowed to start voting and casting their ballots probably in like the first or second week of April.
Yep.
And some enhancements have been made to the ballot. So there's always been areas of like knowledge, communication, responsiveness, service, personal traits. These are all criteria by which you would measure someone you want to nominate. But this year they're adding creativity. And what they mean by that is, how did you conduct business? How did you get through to your customers during this most unusual year? So this is balloting for the year 2020. They're going to be sent out soon. So I just encourage people to let your voices be heard. Please cast your ballot and think of this additional criterion. And it's just a great event. It's going to be virtual, but this industry is so social. We want to be together. So I just encourage everyone to participate and tune in for the virtual event. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It will be. I know there's a lot of AMM's got a lot of great people on the committee and a lot of stuff up their sleeves. So it's going to be a really good event. It's heartbreaking that it couldn't be live, but it's going to be a fantastic event. Speaking of AMM, I know New England Journal is a fixture at all the events and participating and stuff. They're actually the sponsor of whatever this program is called. We've been rotating plugs at the beginning of the episodes, and one of them is NEJM Group, more vital than ever. Why is that?
Well, I think it's always been vital. And I think it's really has to do with our educational mission at the Mass Medical Society and the New England Journal of Medicine, and the dedication of our editor-in-chief and all of the editors that work week in and week out. Really their commitment to publishing the highest quality research that's out there. And as a result, it has a huge impact on clinical medicine and the way physicians practice. And I don't think that's changed, at least definitely not since I've been here, but
right,
since, over 200 years. So what they do week in and week out is really incredible. The peer review process has really set the standard in medical publishing. And like I said, what we publish impacts the way physicians practice, and not just in the US, but globally.
Mm-hmm. I think more importantly, it's, this past year in particular, we're a trusted source of content.
Sure.
And really providing a very important public health service. I mean, we've had more visitors to our website for content. Our readers, more than 87% of our subscribers are receiving their print journal at home. So there's been a real, we're seeing such a real need for the content.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You guys obviously know your stuff. I figure I'd give you a cheap little plug there, and I appreciate you whipping out the stats and everything. And
well, it's been crazy lately. I mean, we've always been widely quoted. Again, that goes back to the content that we're publishing. Whether it was AIDS in the 80s to SARS, which was, I think the first SARS was, I could be wrong, but 2002, 2003. And then now, of course, COVID, which is COVID-19. We have had, publishing has changed for us in the last 20 years with electronic communications, and we publish things much quicker and we can get them out online, and we will put them online before we publish in print if it's something that impacts public health. And of course, COVID certainly has worldwide. But I think, the amount of papers that they've received since the beginning of this pandemic, and I'm talking right at the beginning or even before we all went into lockdown a year ago, was just phenomenal. I mean, it just kept coming and multiplying. And so to go through those papers to really, select what they should publish, they're probably all important, but you can only publish so much. So I think the journal has always been consistent and essential, and I don't see that changing.
Absolutely. It's a weekly publication, right? It comes out every week?
We're weekly, yep, 52 times a year.
How is that as a rep, just from handling there's never a dull moment, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
You're always closing.
It never stops. The good thing about it is if someone's got problems with materials being late or FDA issues, you can say, well, you can get in the next issue.
Yeah.
That's the good thing. Years ago when schedules were much bigger and audiences were broader, there wasn't so much targeting as there is today. It was a little different because the schedules were bigger. And so, you had campaigns that would be in, maybe every issue, but definitely half of them. And that doesn't exist today.
Sure.
For so many different reasons, which there's no need to go into. But so 52 can be good, and it can be also like, we don't have a problem filling them with content. That's for sure. But advertising has changed a lot.
Yep.
And it's also multiple specialties, so it's running the gamut of internal medicine and all the subspecialties of internal medicine. So you may be working with a cardiology brand one day and infectious disease brand the next, and we're very big in hemonc, oncology and hematology. So
nice.
Any given day, it could be different specialty. Any given hour.
We wear a lot of hats. We have to shift gears.
I've noticed this year too. Like even though we're all working remotely, my customers, they're working throughout the entire day, all hours of the day. It's not unusual to be, working well into your evening. Emails or addressing an inquiry. So I think people are working harder, or certainly longer hours during this whole pandemic.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. All right, let's shift gears a little bit, because I don't want to talk too much journals and publications. Let's talk a little March Madness. Andrew, you're a Rutgers Scarlet Knight alum, correct?
They didn't get too far, did they?
I think they won in the first round, which was a minor upset because I think they were a 10 seed, and they took the 2 seed to the limit, but ultimately
I just saw Houston just beat them recently, so I think they're going to get so far, John.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even pick them to win in the first round.
And so I was at Rutgers. They're spending way more money in their developing their sports programs, and football as well. They had a great women's basketball team.
Yeah.
So it's when I was there, they were nothing. They're making a lot of inroads now, so that's pretty exciting.
Nice. And Chrissy, you're a Boston College alum, correct?
Yeah, we haven't made it to the Sweet 16 even in years, which is, I think it's a shame. I don't know what's happened to that program, because I remember the days of Bob Cousy coaching and Chuck Daly, another great coach. So I don't know where BC's at these days, but I was very excited for Loyola last night.
Oh yeah.
That was really cool. That was so exciting for them, because they didn't think, and they have that, the nun.
Sister
right?
Jean, who I think is 101 years old.
And that is just such a great story there. And that she had wrote this letter and was all excited about it, and that they won is just fantastic. So I love it when it gets down to this point. I think it's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I had Illinois in the championship game, so I wasn't really pulling for Sister Jean to go too far, but it is a great story.
Yeah, it is. Wow, so you had Illinois, so that was.
I had Illinois against Gonzaga in the championship game. Half of my Final Four is kaput, which is usually what happens. I can't fill out a good bracket anymore.
That's what makes it so much fun, because it does give an underdog a chance to redeem themselves.
Absolutely. I think they said that, I think this was the second highest number of double-digit seeds that made it to the second round.
Well, surprises, absolutely.
Yeah, keeps it interesting. So one of the goofy things I wanted to talk to you guys about, not only are you both former Nexus winners, but the three of us are all veterans of the Healthcare Marketers Exchange Personal Exchange, which I knew, Andrew, you wanted me to talk about, right?
Oh my God, I can never say no to Nancy Leonard. I think she was just the best, and she's practically my neighbor. She was just a few miles away.
Nice.
Anytime Nancy asks you to do something, you do it.
Yeah. I enjoyed doing it, and I think you were one of the people who emailed me after I did mine. I put a very obscure reference that I think 0 people except you got. Do you remember what it was?
I'm trying to pick up on it, but I always pick up on your humor, because there's always something very, very witty to say.
Thank you. Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, it was I was quoting Stuart Smalley from Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. And you emailed me about that. Nice. So some of the things, I was rereading your guys, just to see, if they were both, all three of us did them a while ago.
Yeah, I wrote a couple of stories for her as well, but
I found my copy. I did mine in 2008.
2008.
So that's 13 years ago.
And
I'm kind of surprised. I thought there'd be a lot of things that I would have a different answer to, but there really aren't.
Really?
The famous person that I'd hate to be stuck in a room with, I could change that easily to someone else who just left the presidency.
Gotcha.
I won't mention any names.
Yeah. And then, please don't give away too much more on that.
No, I won't. And then if you could have lunch with any person living or dead other than a relative, who would it be? I had Bruce Springsteen, and I think I don't know, I still admire him a lot, but he's gone a little crazy. I think I would probably go with someone like Michelle Obama, now that I've read her book.
Yeah.
Sure.
So a couple of little tweaks, but really, I was like, I guess that's who I am.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, not too much has changed in 13 years. I know. Did you say 2008 was when you did it? That was also the year you said you won. So 2008 was a good year. That was the year I got married. So that's how I know. Yeah.
And Andrew, what would you have changed?
I don't know. I have to go back and read it again. I don't even remember when I did it.
So I pulled mine out because I was like,
I have to go back and reread it. I'd probably change a few things if I.
Yeah.
Well, I was most interested, I think, Chrissy, you said you sat next to Mike Ditka on a flight.
Oh, yes, I did.
Did you get to talk to him, or did he?
That's so funny because my father was worked in the athletic department at Boston College for years. And when he left the athletic department, he went on to, he still worked at the college. He was in higher education and fundraising, but I didn't know my father knew him. My father knows a lot of sports guys, from being in the athletic department and some of these guys moving on to pros and whatnot. And so I didn't really talk to Mike Ditka much because I thought he hated Doug Flutie. And I don't even know why I thought that. I was like, I'm pretty good with this stuff, but so I told my father, I said, I sat next to Mike Ditka on my way from, I was actually in Chicago and I was going down to Florida, and he's a huge guy, by the way. I couldn't believe how big he was. But I mean, small talk, but I didn't really talk to him. He's like, well, did you introduce yourself? He's a good friend of mine. I'm like, Dad, I never knew you knew him. I've never heard you talk about him. You don't have any pictures of yourself with him, because we have some of those, pictures around the home, like with my father with Ted Williams or Collier Stremski. And
wow.
And I was like, I thought he was anti Doug Flutie. And he was like, he loves Doug Flutie. He actually, did Doug Flutie play?
I think Flutie played for the Bears, and I think Ditka was probably there at the time.
Might have been after I met him, by the way. So I was like, well, that's too bad, because I love talking to people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love getting to know people. But yes, I did say.
Was he a good guy to talk to? Was he a good guy to talk to? I mean,
he was super nice.
Oh, good.
He was really nice. Yeah.
That's awesome. I like to hear that, because you always, fear the horror stories that this person's a jerk, so that was great. Yeah, he was a good guy.
Chrissy and I have met a lot of celebrities in our days, huh?
We have
Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett, Liza Minnelli.
We smoked cigarettes with Liza Minnelli in the back porch, right? At that restaurant.
Yeah.
And Teddy Kennedy.
Teddy Kennedy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. We almost met Frankie Valli, didn't we?
Well, yeah, I kind of blew that.
Supposed to.
Where I get my hair cut, his daughter works there. She just works whenever she wants. She's the front of the house, and she's just a very, very lovely person. So she had set it up for me that I'm going to meet Frankie. He never meets people when he performs on a Sunday night. He was waiting for us. Chrissy and I were at this concert, and I'm like, I didn't hear back from.
Oh my gosh.
He didn't send me a text, so I don't think we're on. He was in his dressing room waiting for us. I never showed up because I didn't get information. We could have been. Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
It's fun to meet a celebrity, even if it's just.
Oh yeah.
It really is.
I think my biggest celebrity encounter was one of the guys who was The Bachelor. I ran into him on the streets in New York, and I think he was like so shocked that I knew who he was, that he couldn't have been nicer. He had just done that season, and it's
Probably my
not
favorite one was actually at a work event. We were on Martha's Vineyard with a few of our media people and having like an amazing weekend. And we went to the Boston Pops. They travel to the Cape and Islands every summer, and they were set up in this beautiful area overlooking the ocean, Vineyard Sound. And we had VIP tickets to see the pups. So we went a little early and we're all mingling. I'm trying to remember who was there. Julie Mesro and her husband, Craig, Alia Sherman. Lou was there. I don't think Wayne was there. I'm just trying to think of who else was there. But Bill Murray was in the VIP area. And Lou kept saying, are you going to talk to him? Are you going to talk to him? I'm like, yes. So I went right over to where he was getting a drink, and I ordered a drink, and he started small talk, and I was like, could you just come over to our table? You know, we're sitting over there. And he came leaping over. He was hilarious. He sat there telling jokes. Everyone was just, I'm like, oh my God, laugh at him. Talk to him. He's right here. Like, he hung out for maybe 15 to 20 minutes with us.
Wow.
And it was just so much fun. It really made the whole event.
Nice.
It was amazing.
He seems like a good guy, you know, from seeing him, singing the "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" at Cubs games and stuff. And
yeah,
so
he's a really good guy. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was fun.
So I'm keeping a loose eye on the clock here, and this is going so quick and so well. Before we run out of time, I wanted to ask: is there anything? Obviously, you know, speaking of the exchange, I know one of your passions, Andrew, is shoes. I think every other answer was related to shoes.
Yeah.
Anything?
I actually just bought a new pair for Easter. I'm all ready to go.
Very nice. Very nice.
How many pair of shoes do you have?
I have about, I don't know, it's about 150, I guess.
That's insane.
Wow.
And I had to tell you, when I moved into this apartment, oh God, it was like 15 years ago. I felt so sorry for the movers. I had to move all of my clothing. I gave the driver like 3 pairs of tennis shoes that I never wore. I mean, here, these are yours.
Nice.
I don't know. It's a strange problem, I guess, to have.
No, I wish I had. I probably have 3 pairs of nice dress shoes that I wish I need to enhance my wardrobe. I think this is the first time I've busted this out in a while, and I already feel fancy. So,
you know what I miss, John? I miss when I worked in the city. I never went a day without polished shoes because I could go out and get a sandwich and get my shoes shined.
Yep.
Never a day went by where I didn't have my shoes.
And it is weird that you don't have to do that.
Now I have to like.
Yeah.
I bought a kit online so I could try to keep up a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Well, hopefully soon, fingers crossed, we'll be back at that.
I've been saving a fortune in dry cleaning, but not necessarily shoes.
Yeah.
So what is your company saying about going back? Like,
well, we've all basically are set up to work remote. So this isn't really much new. Obviously it's been crazy with not being able to go see clients. We've more so been, use your best judgment. If you want to, if people are willing to see you, you can travel if you want to, but you don't have to. I actually just had lunch with a friend by her house last Friday, which was nice just to get out. But other than that, it's been slim pickings on, people being able to see us. So, so I'm going a little nuts. I'm used to being out on the road and hanging out with people and going to meetings. And I definitely can't wait till some of the restrictions get loosened up.
I'm feeling more and more confident that we will get back to some sense of normalcy. But of course, we want our customers to feel comfortable as well.
Yeah.
But I think we're all getting there incrementally, and I just have a lot of hope.
I'm just praying for the fall.
Yeah.
Like the vaccinations happen, they're happening, and as many people will be vaccinated as possible by mid to late May, and then see what happens over the next few months. Like if this is going to go away, or is it going to surge again? I mean, I think the summer will be kind of key, and then I don't know.
I'm registered, and I just can't wait to get, fully immunized.
I can't wait for everyone to get the vaccine, or most people, and I can't wait for it to be over.
Yeah, I think that's the sentiment for everybody, and I think that's actually, probably because we're gonna go way over the normal amount of time that we have on these episodes. I can't believe we had so much to talk about and it went so quick. But I am hoping and praying that I get to run into you guys somewhere in the near future. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me and having a great conversation. Thank you to the Journal for the support of this little goofy podcast. And I hope to see you guys soon. Anything else you want to say before we get going?
No, it was really fun. And thanks for inviting us. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, John, what you're doing is great. It's a sense of community, and you keep it alive. So thank you. Thanks for just being a part of it.
Wonderful. It's awesome.
I appreciate it. Well, I'll see you guys soon. Okay. We'll definitely grab a drink and talk some more.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks so much. Be good. Bye. Okay. That's our episode. Until next time, be well. I'll talk to you later. Bye.